Do boys maybe tickle your fancy occasionally?
I like boys too.
So he's one of your favorites. Who's your least favorite YouTuber in Taiwan?
Oh, one dude maybe I don't like. Yeah, okay, let's do it.
Even the gangsters are really nice.
Yeah.
Dream woman.
My dream woman. We rented a Ferrari just so that he could pull it with his dick.
Right, hello everybody, and welcome to episode number 1 of the Alan and Prozzy podcast.
Woo!
Welcome.
Yes. As awkward as ever, yes, we are going public with our podcast. We also have a private podcast.
Yeah, but it's a little bit different. It focuses a little bit more on us and our personal lives, and it's very juicy. We already have like a little community there that have been watching for
2 years, 3 years?
3-4 years, something like that, a long time. And it's great. But this is the first time we're doing public, and we couldn't think of anyone else to do the first episode other than...
Perfect first guest. Everybody welcome Ku's Dream.
Hi, 大家好.我是酷的梦. Do we speak in English, right?
You can go for whatever you want. English, Chinese, French, Korean.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 쿠고요. 제가 프랑스 사람입니다.
Yeah, Ku is my good friend, best friend.
Well...
Oh, well, there's got to be...
Oh, you're my best friend too.
I couldn't think of a better place to be than sandwiched between my two best friends.
Good start.
Like Prozzy says, we couldn't think of a more perfect guest. Biggest foreign subscribed YouTuber in Taiwan.
I think I am, yeah.
2 million subscribers.
Yeah, we just passed 2 million last week.
Gongxi, gongxi.
Thank you.
And we're going to get into a little bit of the details of your YouTube channel a bit later. Mm-hmm. But the first thing we want to do is get into your personal life. We're going to get under the skin of Ku.
Let's go. You want the juicy things.
What do you think is the stereotype of Ku that people see?
I don't know. I don't even know his personal life, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I think your channel focuses more on Taiwan and your guests that you have than your personal life.
Yeah, not really. I don't really like to talk about my personal life online.
Okay.
Yeah. so there's not much.
Should we just skip all these
There
questions?
isn't much about me. You can't really find much about me. Like I had a Q&A for my 100k subscribers, I think. Yeah. And I took it off. I took it down. I didn't want to be public anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna have no control over the publishing of this video. You can't take this down. So
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Let's go.
We're gonna start with Ku. Your name. That's not actually your name, right?
No. Ku comes from the Korean for my English name. So my English name is Quentin, and the Korean name was Quentin, and I just kept the Ku part. Yeah.
Okay, so you've got Ku and you've got Quentin.
Yes, exactly.
Are they different people?
Kinda, not really. Kinda. Like Quentin to me is just me, and Ku obviously is my public image, is like the public personality.
So can you give me like a 30-second introduction to yourself as Ku?
Yeah.
And then maybe how you would introduce yourself differently as Quentin.
Ku is a Taiwan-based French YouTuber who's been living in Taiwan for almost 8 years and who makes content focused on, like, I would say, what we call 文化交流. So like cultural exchange between different countries in Taiwan. And Quentin is just like a boring dude who does the same day. Just a normal guy who came from a small town in France with no story really. I'm not really that interesting, to be honest.
Okay.
Like,
When you wake up every day, are you Ku or Quentin?
I think I'm Quentin most of the time.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm cool only when like I'm in front of a camera or when I get recognized by people in the street.
Well, Prozzy's actually got a similar kind of situation.
Because my name's not actually prostitute. So I wouldn't say it's not like a split personality, right? Like I feel like when you ask Ku, like, are you Ku or are you Quentin? It's like, I don't know if are they that different of people? Because I also don't think that you're that boring. I think you have to give yourself some credit. Like I think when you look at your drive, your willingness to work hard, you know, is a really difficult thing, and that has to come from somewhere and something interesting.
Deep insecurities, probably.
Insecurities? Okay.
Well, it's interesting, maybe. You know what I mean? It's not nothing.
By that, I mean I have a really boring routine. Like I do the same things every day. I eat the same things every day. I think I'm quite disciplined. Like I know that I need to work to succeed. Like nothing comes easy, and like I'm ready to put in the work. It doesn't make me like a really fun person to be around, I think.
But why do you feel the need to succeed? Why don't you just go and work in a supermarket in 7-Eleven? Why not? Why do you need to be successful?
I don't know, man. I think I feel the need to put out great content. Like that's something that makes me thrive.
Okay, what if you put out great content but it wasn't successful? Or maybe that's the definition of
You mean like me and you do?
I think of course, like as YouTubers, like the three of us know that a video that you love, but that doesn't get any views, all of a sudden you don't love it that much. You know, because you want it to be successful, not only in your heart, but to other people as well. And I think that, of course, it's kind of, I see it as a game. I see it like as a puzzle that you have to solve. Okay, this is what I want to do. I've got this idea that I find great. How am I going to turn it into something that me and other people are going to like? Because if it's only you who likes it, I think it's not as valuable. That's my own take on what a great video is. Like, I was reading this book, a really great book, and like this guy, Rick Rubin, he's a producer. He was a producer of like a lot of great bands, like a really famous dude. It basically is saying that you should only make art for yourself, not for other people. And I can hear that, but I don't know, I think it's more fun when you can share your art with other people and enjoy it as well. Sometimes you have to like adapt it to your audience. You have to tone it down a little bit if you go too deep into some stuff that people might not understand. And I find it challenging in an interesting way. It's not like, I feel like I'm so restricted by what people want to see. I want to put my own content, but I can't because people are not going to watch it. I don't feel like that. I feel more like, I've got plenty of ideas, but these ideas need to be appealing to other people as well for me to put the time and effort to turn them into actual videos.
Are you saying that you need to like simplify or dumb down videos sometimes to get your art into the more majority of people's viewership?
Yeah, it doesn't sound nice if you put it this way.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, but like 50% of people are of lower than average intelligence.
That's a hell of a thing to say on the first episode.
That's my theory.
But it's true. It's by definition, it's true. That 50% of people are lower than average because the average person is at 50%. And 50% of people are of above average intelligence.
Can't really agree with the statement because like intelligence is all relative. Like you can be really good at math, but you can't understand a story.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's really good like socially. You understand how people feel, but like you're shit at math.
Yeah.
So it's all relative. But yeah, like in a sense, a great story has to be understandable by a broad audience.
Yeah.
To me, like if you're too deep, like you might be like a genius and you have the most complicated story with twists and turns and like you make it like super complicated and only the smartest people can understand it. Is it still a great story?
That reminds me of like French movies.
French, yeah, we like doing that.
Like, what is it called? Like
Nouvelle Vague,
Art Nouveau or something?
Yeah, the new wave, Nouvelle Vague.
And you watch it and there's like a pigeon flying through a mirror into a pool of...
Yeah, we are pretentious twats, and we are really like we're making it overly complicated just to be like, did you understand that part? Oh yeah, of course. Like it's a metaphor for like our society right now, and we like talking about stuff. But like you British people are similar though.
When you take a girl on a date, you can take her to this kind of French movie, and then you can explain the deeper meaning, and she just thinks you're so cultured. And,
we love doing that.
Okay, so talking about the videos that you make, is that what makes you happy? Just videos, or what else? What other things make you happy?
I think videos they both make me happy and miserable at the same time.
But a successful video, bangs, is that the happiest you can be, or is there other things in life that make you happier?
No, not anymore. I've been doing this for like 6-7 years now. Like the high of getting a million views is kind of gone now. Even like we put out the first episode of our new series, the French high schoolers coming to Taiwan, and it was like really like expected by everyone. Everyone was looking forward to it, and we got like 1 million views in 17 hours.
It's insane,
which is mad. It's like mad numbers. But what makes me happier is if a video that I really like, that I find really inspiring, that I find a bit different, something that I pour my heart into. If it works well, if it does well, then I'm happy. That's something that makes me happier. But in terms of happiness right now, I think what makes me the happiest is seeing my team and people around me happy. I worked alone for like 4 years. I got so sick of it. Like just doing stuff for Like when you make a banging video, then it's only you who's celebrating. And when your video is shit and nobody watches it, it's only you who's depressed. When it doesn't do as well, everyone is a bit sad, and then you can just, cheer each other up. Yeah. And when a video is banging, everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can share the happiness. I'm taking my team to the fanciest buffet in Taiwan tomorrow, and I'm just so happy to be able to spend that money to make them eat like sashimi and shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what makes me happy now.
Like maybe there's something a little bit more long term, because I remember on the first podcast that we shot, because this is actually the second.
Did you put it out?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was
not the one we shot here.
Oh, okay.
When we shot in the park.
Okay. That's actually our third podcast together.
Yeah. But it's on Patreon, isn't it?
It is.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
But anyways, and I asked you about, someone asked you about the highs of that successful video, and you said like it's good, but then you're like, well, I gotta make another goddamn video now. You know what I mean? Like the wave hits you again, and you have to do it again. So, but is there something a little bit more like stable or long term that makes you happy? I think people are curious about your life off camera.
Crick.
Yeah. Now I feel like it's something really embarrassing that he's trying to like.
I can't really think of anything. That's what's I think I'm a bit lost in my life right now, to be honest. Like for the past year, I've been missing like a real goal or something that makes me want to wake up every morning and like just kill it every day. I don't really have that anymore. I like creating content. Like we have like big projects and that's what I like. But outside of that, it's a bit sad, isn't it? I don't know.
Sad. It's just like it's admirable and inspiring, the amount of effort you put into your work. But as your mate, I want you to be happy.
Are you gonna cry, man?
Yeah, it's about time. We've been going for 16 minutes.
Yeah, as a mate, what the fuck?
I want you to be happy.
William.
Oh my god. No.
It's like a magic spell.
Yeah. I've asked you this before off camera, like what you spend your money on. And can you remember what your answer was that you spend the most money on each day?
Celery. It's expensive. One a day.
One pack a day is like $90.
Yeah, not on the 60.
Oh, if you got like a dealer, if you got like a special like underground.
I did have a dealer before, but then I was like, I could just go downstairs. I have a dealer for my lemons.
Okay. Yeah. So celery, the gym.
I don't really take the MRT anymore. Like the Huanzhongxian, like the Circle Line, it's quite shit to get around. So I just take an Uber.
Do you feel like you've completed the YouTube goal in a sense, and maybe it stopped giving you that sense of purpose?
Maybe like in the traditional way of like when you think of YouTube, you think about like vlogs. Yeah, like I'm going traveling and like I'm gonna record it, or like I'm talking about one topic and blah blah. This kind of content, I would say like I did what I wanted to do with it. Like travel vlogs. We did so many videos going around the island that would take a week to shoot. I had another series where I would go like to the worst places, and it would take months. In the end, it would always turn into like a positive video because I meet great people and all that. And now we're moving towards like bigger videos, like bigger project. Yeah. My next project is gonna cost me so much money. I'm so worried about it because
we have to tell us how much it's gonna cost.
At least 3 million. At least. I'm like, I think it's probably gonna go above like 4 or 5 million.
You can buy you could probably buy a small apartment in Taichung with 4 or 5. I think like
is it that cheap? I don't think so.
A smaller, like in the suburbs of Taichung.
Yeah, but I don't want that though. I don't want
to make this project, right?
I think we could just change the Taiwanese YouTube game. That's something that motivates me because I see what other YouTubers are doing abroad in France, in the UK, in the US. And people are investing so much money to create like good content.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna last. Like people are gonna go back to months and years after you put it up. I don't really see that much in Taiwan. I think we do have creators that are really invested in their channel and who want to create good content, of course, but I don't really see people trying to think out of the box and try to make something really big, like TV level.
Yeah.
People don't really do that.
So talking of those other creators in Taiwan, who's your favorite?
Taiwanese creators, like not foreigners.
Yeah.
I really like Jianbao.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like
raw and honest and funny.
Yeah, I like his personality. He's a nice dude, and I know that he really cares about his videos. Like he puts money into it, and he puts a lot of time. He edits everything himself.
Yeah, and he does it all on his phone as well.
Yeah. And I like the spontaneity, like the way he is and the way he, of course, it's a lot of like hot girls. Like it's about him like being kind of flirty with hot girls.
Yeah.
But I'm
But
a dude. So
he's like that in real life.
he
He's
is.
not like a character.
He
He's
is.
very like
100%.
extroverted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
And so he's one of your favorites. Who's your least favorite YouTuber in Taiwan?
Oh, one dude maybe I don't like. Yeah, okay, let's do it. I don't really care because like he openly criticized probably all of us.
Oh, really?
A guy called Andrew Nerf or something like that. I think he's from the States.
Okay.
And like he made a video recently
Okay.
about why he hates foreign YouTubers. I don't know. He's just being openly like
Controversial and mean.
mean to us. A lot of people agree because obviously there is this certain group of people who don't really like us.
Yeah,
Because of the kind of content that we make, and I can understand that. And he's surfing on that wave of hatred towards us.
Right. So I want to try and avoid the YouTube topic for at least 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh wow, it's gonna be hard. What are we gonna talk about then?
Tits are an ass man.
You had a public breakup.
Yeah.
How was that for you guys?
Man, I couldn't bear seeing you with all these girls on Instagram. Yeah.
No, but I think everyone knows about the story. It was you had like a very public relationship anyway.
Oh,
Like,
on
it
her
wasn't-
side.
It wasn't a secret.
No, it wasn't a secret, but like I didn't really talk about it on my channel that much because that's not something I wanted to do.
It made the news. You were in the news for your relationship breaking up.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
What?
Yeah, the Taiwanese news are the worst, man. Like,
Yeah.
is that even interesting? No, it's not interesting. But
If you watch the news report, it's like this foreign YouTuber and this other foreign Malaysian YouTuber had a relationship and now they don't. That was the news. And then she
well, they
made it.
used like a sentence that she said that I can't really remember what it was, but that sounded a bit mean,
Yeah.
and like they use it as a title so that people
Like a
think I'm a
clickbait.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How was that personally for you? Did it affect you? Like,
yeah. I'd say kind of, to be honest, because it kind of the video came out as a surprise. Like she told me that she would make a video,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, how about we do it together?
oh, okay.
And she was like, yes, sure. I was in France and she just said, oh, well, I actually already recorded the video and I'm not showing it to you. And I was like, well,
Once it goes public.
She's going to show it to 1 million people.
yeah, right. And I just felt like a bit of a betrayal because it was like, well, we did say that we would, you would show me. We could even do it together. I think it's
Yeah.
better if we do it together, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Because then people can hear my side of the story as well if they
Yeah.
want to hear it. One day I was walking Mickey and I pull out my phone and I go on YouTube and I see the video is out there. And I'm like, wow, my heart dropped. And at first it was like, oh, it's all good. It's been up for an hour and it's got like, 3,000 views. I'm like, okay, people don't care then. I'm happy with it. And eventually it got to 1 million views.
So that was the breakup thing and how that affected you.
Yeah.
And I asked a couple of my female friends before I came to interview you.
Why specifically females?
Just a few friends that I hang around with. I asked, like, what questions do you think I should I ask Ku?
Yeah.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
They all definitely want to know what kind of girl tickles your fancy. Do girls tickle your fancy? Do boys maybe tickle your fancy occasionally?
I like boys too.
Yeah.
I like a handsome, beardy, like masculine dude.
Like Tom Holland?
Nah, Tom Holland is my ideal mate. Like I like to be friends with him actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would say that girls. My simple answer is like I like smart people in general. Like so, like I really like a smart girl.
Yeah.
Like if she can just make me think differently or say stuff that I didn't think about, or if she's really quick-witted, if she thinks fast in general,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be attracted by that person. Yeah.
Okay.
No matter, of course, like if she's not physically, if I'm not physically attracted to her at all, maybe I'm not gonna think of her as a potential partner, but
Yeah.
if she's smart, she's gonna interest me for sure.
Is there like a physical trait that you find most attractive in women?
Korean people, they have this theory of like it only applies to Asian people, but like every single person can be linked to an animal, like their face shape. And I like cats and foxes. Eyes are like going up like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of all of the physical traits women have, you just the eyes is the most important.
It's just like it's a facial shape.
Oh,
so
okay.
like, you know, yeah, eyes are like high cheekbones and like, yeah, it's just you can Google it.
How would you go about dating if you had time to date, which I feel like you don't? Would you consider using dating apps?
I can't. Because people are going to message me telling me like, oh, someone is using your pictures.
Yeah,
in
it's
your
me.
account.
I use your photo all the time.
Is it working?
No, actually, on my dating app, I get most of the messages I get are like screenshots of my dating profile sent to my Instagram. Saying, Alan, somebody is using your photo on Bumble.
Do you still use the picture with all the other fake Taiwanese money?
No, I deleted that one.
Okay.
I found that like I was getting no matches whatsoever, and it looked too fake. So yeah, is it not something that's on your radar at the moment?
I can't. Oh, you mean dating?
Just in general, like you.
Oh, dating in general. Nah, it's not. Because I don't really have time for my friends even. Like, I literally, like, the only thing I do for leisure is I go running and I go to the gym.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
So is there no like hot girl at the gym? You like kind of go, oh, hey?
At my gym, only old people, only people above 50, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I might get down there.
I just mind my own business. I'm really like, when I'm in public, I think I'm quite introverted, so I never go to a girl first. I never go to talk to, especially in gyms now. It's not as bad in Taiwan, but in the West, you know, if you go to a girl, if you walk past her, like her video, if she's filming, and if you're like even like blinking towards her ass, you're done.
Do you think he's dodging the question? Do you reckon he's got like a line of women outside of his door? Or?
I believe him. I know what he means.
Yeah.
Because I feel very, very much the same. But do you feel like settling down and starting a family is something in your future, or like not even close?
I think so. Yeah. I'd like to have kids at some point.
How many?
2,
Boy
ideally.
or girl? One of each?
Both. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Older boy, younger girl.
Exactly. Yeah,
perfect.
you're typical. But I don't know. Right now, I can't see myself because I spend so much time working. I feel like I can't really give up that time to build a family, and like I don't want to be that absent that father who's always working. If I'm gonna have kids, I want to spend time with them.
Yeah.
So right now, I feel like it's not the right moment. Maybe like in a couple of years, that would need time for me to switch up my content, because the content that I'm making right now, it takes so much of my time.
Yeah, everything comes back to YouTube though. Everything always comes back to
But I'm boring. I told you.
I know.
I told
Do
you.
you feel like the reason is like it's not fair to them because of the time you spend on YouTube, like the money issue? You know what I mean? Like, how can you find a woman who will like willingly just be like, oh, $3 million for what?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, go for it. Take $3 million from our bank account, you psycho.
But that's where I think Ku has the more sort of professional view of his YouTube, where the money is separate. You must have like, it's like a business account.
Yeah, well, the company has its own account, so it's not on my account.
So I think a wife or a partner would look at. She just looks at the total income at the end of the month and says, he's making money, kids got food, got shoes on.
Yeah.
Maybe if she knew like that it took the 3 million gamble, would you say it's a gamble?
Yeah. Not really, because I know we're getting something out of it.
Yeah.
I know that when I was with Fiona, she kind of gave up on it, but like she would question my choices. She was like, do you really think I need to spend that much money on that video? Mm-hmm. And I always said yes, and like basically I was telling her, like, you just leave me alone, I'm doing my own shit, because I'm not really the kind of person who's gonna save money. If it is required for me to spend extra money to make the video better, I'll do it. I met with our cameraman, or we have a friend from Hong Kong who's a really good cameraman. He was like, oh, I just talked to a friend, and like he was like, oh, shall we have a crane on set to put the camera on? And I was like, banging idea, of course, let's go. And it was like, okay, I'll ask for the price, and I was like, sure.
Yeah.
And I don't really care how much it's gonna cost us. I was like, I want the crane now. I just want it to look really cool.
So what's the end goal? Is there a get out time for YouTube for you? You just one day just give up, just leave the channel, would make a last video and leave?
Ideally, I'd like to keep my YouTube channel as a sort of way for me to just put content out, because like I have ideas still. That's still content that I want to put out, but maybe I'll have to switch it up and like make it more like less tiring. At some point, I think that I'm gonna move slowly towards like producing, like being less in front of the camera and being more behind the camera.
Yeah, I would say your recent videos have been more towards that level. Anyway, you're still presenting a certain part of it.
Maybe I think I need to work on myself first, because I don't really feel comfortable in front of the camera. I don't think I am as I told you guys, I don't think I'm a really interesting person, and so I don't even think I'm that funny, or I don't really feel worth of people's attention.
Why?
Still.
Where does that come from?
Ask Prosy,
I feel so worthy of the attention. I just don't get enough of it.
I know, yeah. I think watching you on camera, people could appreciate the raw, anxious, uncomfortable
humility kind of feeling.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like, it comes off as funny. Like, I remember watching a scene on the side of the road, or you were somewhere, like you were just filming in front of the camera, and you're like, oh, how ganga. The way it was cut and edited, I'm sure you genuinely felt like, this is awkward as hell.
Yeah.
But once you edit it, and it becomes funny.
Oh, it's so much better.
You can relate to it, right? Because it's like,
that'll be the rest stop video when he went around. He did the different rest
around
stops.
the island.
That's what it was.
You had to go and ask people for hitchhiking, which for someone who says you're an introvert, or you're like sort of socially insecure, that's great to watch.
You can't imagine how stressed I was for this video.
Yeah.
I was like, for the 3-4 days I filmed it, I was so tired. Yeah. By the end of it, I think I got sick. At the end of it, I was knackered because it sucked out all of my energy.
Even I'm like pretty outgoing. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, you could.
I'm sure you could. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm sure you could.
All over that.
Yeah, you can't talk to anyone, really.
Me and Prosy just filmed a video for his channel talking to people outside Carrefour. I'm not sponsored, by the way. This if you do want to sponsor this podcast, then leave a comment down below. We had to ask them what they think are the top 10 most commonly bought items in Carrefour. And we were both a little bit like anxious to ask the first person. But then as soon as you've asked the first person, you see people like sort of looking like they're filming something. And then I got into the role of it, and it ended up being quite like successful.
It's really easy in Taiwan, if I'm being honest. I filmed like similar videos. I didn't have to talk to people that much, but when I was in Europe and I had to film on my own with just a camera and a tripod, that was 10 times worse than in Taiwan. That was like, my first plan was just to go in like to a few countries around Europe, like get some inspiration and come back to Taiwan. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well film a video. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to film a video, might as well film 2. Because if I'm going to that many countries, I'll do 2 videos. Yeah. And I ended up just being like super stressed for the 2 weeks. I went to 7 countries in 14 days.
He was phoning me like every day, and I would be like, "Where are you now?" He's like, "I'm in Barcelona," and and then the next day he's in
Holland.
Finland. Did you go to Finland?
Yeah, I went to Finland. I went to 7 countries in 14 days, which is stupid. It is stupid. Like, this is not even funny anymore, because like you're just traveling all the time, and I had to meet up with all these people. I really enjoyed meeting with them, but it was so much stress, and I'm really bad at planning as well, so I was stressed out all the time whether I was gonna miss my train, miss my plane. Like, if I were to miss one transportation, that would fuck all my schedule up, and I would just be behind schedule, and like that was horrible for me. But it's way easier in Taiwan because people are curious. Like, they see us with a camera and like they just want to help us.
I feel like the attitude here is like, well, he's a YouTuber, he's supposed to have a camera. It's a natural state of being. Whereas like maybe in France or in Canada, you see some guy walking around with a camera, you're like, fucking
right.
Like, talking about your trip to Europe, are you able to genuinely take a vacation?
That's what I wanted. I wanted to just take some time for myself, and it was right after we were done filming the high school series, which was like 3 weeks of really intense filming. We filmed like 13 videos in 3 weeks, and it was really intense, and just a lot of pressure, and I had to take care of the kids at the same time. I felt like a dad for 3 weeks. We went back to France. We filmed a few other videos, like 4 videos in Nancy, like the kind of food testing videos. And then I was like, I wanted to take some time off, and I couldn't. I was like, I'd be wasting my time, and I already have some year pays lined up, so I was like, I have to do it.
Let's say a doctor tells you you're stressed out, which is very possible, by the way, but like from a personal experience,
don't need the doctor. I think I'm pretty stressed out.
And he said you've got to take a break.
Yeah.
What would you do for those 2 weeks? Where would you go? What would be the ideal 2 weeks?
I can't think of anything. No, I wouldn't like it. Not now. Like, not now. I can't.
Like at the peak of your career.
I can't. Not really. I can't because we have like 8 more videos to edit.
But the doctor is telling you you've got to do it.
Fuck him. Like, I can't listen to him right now. I'll listen to him in May when we'll be done with everything.
Okay.
But before that, I can't.
But okay, so let's say May. You've got 2 weeks. Where'd you go? Where's a fancy holiday like a Barbados?
Nice.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really nice.
I like to go to India because it sounds really different. It sounds really challenging.
Also wanted to go to India, but now I really don't.
Why?
Why?
They all came to my country. No. Why India?
Because it sounds like they have their own ecosystem.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's so different. They're in their own bubble. Or maybe I'll go back to Korea because I spent 2 years of my life there, and like it's great as a tourist. I didn't like living there anymore because it was too much pressure. But like going there as a tourist is really different. I'm comfortable with the language.
Yeah.
I know the culture, and during the 2 years and a half that I spent there, I didn't have any time to travel. I was like studying, learning Korean and working. So I didn't even go to Jeju Island, which is like the most famous travel spot in Korea.
Yeah.
I didn't go there. I didn't go anywhere basically.
You started the YouTube channel when you lived in Korea, right?
I got the idea in Korea.
Okay.
Before I graduated, I started to plan obviously what I was going to do for the beginning of my career. And I was like, oh, well, I'd really like to go to Taiwan. That's the first country in Asia I came to. And then I went to Korea, and I was like, well, in the end, I think that Taiwan is more of my country. It's more a country for me. I was like, well, if I'm going to Taiwan, maybe I could do something that could be interesting and different. Maybe I could make a YouTube channel to introduce Taiwan to Korean people.
Right.
And that'd be really different and interesting because I'm from France, so I have a different take, right? And I got obviously inspired by this guy called Korean Englishman who was doing similar things. I was like, well, maybe I could do something similar. I could bring my Korean friends to Taiwan and do stuff like that. It was like Taiwan was rising in popularity amongst the Korean because, China was starting to get dodgy a little bit, and Taiwan was just there as this friendly country, which is not too far away. And yeah, so I was like, I'm going to surf on that wave and maybe like start a YouTube channel.
Did you know you would be successful? How
I didn't know, but I had people telling me that they weren't worried about me.
Yeah.
I had like a few ex-girlfriends who were like, yeah, well, no matter what you do, I feel like you're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Because maybe they saw that I was driven. I sounds really, I'm sorry to say that.
No, it's good, man.
Like I never had the confidence myself. I've never felt like, for sure, man, I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
Never ever. I've been thinking like that.
These ex-girlfriends, were they Korean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever had a white girlfriend?
My first girlfriend was white.
Okay,
she was from France. Yeah.
So what's the biggest difference between white women and Asian women?
I can't really tell because like
culturally,
most of I only had like my French girl. The only French girlfriend that I had, the only white girl that I had was when I was 17.
Oh, okay.
So you have no experience. You don't know what you're talking about. So yeah.
When you said Taiwan is more like my country, what do you mean by that? Because this is something I've been thinking about a lot lately, and something me and Alan talk about on our other podcast.
Patreon.com/Alan and Prozzy.
How much is it for the podcast?
It's CP $5 a month.
Oh, that's a deal, really.
$1.25 per podcast.
For a podcast every single week.
3 weeks a month, we put out a video.
You get to hear about like who Alan's been shagging and all that. Like that's really that's a steal.
So back to the question. So
the reason I ask is like so many people. It's kind of hard to ask this, but like there's almost like a hierarchy of countries in Asia, and everyone's trying to get to the top. There's like Korea's like in second place, Japan's obviously in first, maybe Hong Kong. You can throw that in there, but like there's like a hierarchy, and you can even see like not even just. This is going to get racist, so let's just say...
No. Taiwanese people respect Japanese people more than they respect some Southeast Asian countries.
For sure, and it's like almost... It's obvious. It's like a...
accepted part of the culture.
Yeah, and you settled for Taiwan saying it's more... Like, what do you mean by that? Because, like, Korea has a higher quality of life,
If you look on paper, it has a better quality of life, but living there... I think a lot of Korean, like if we have any people from Korea or people who lived in Korea before, they can relate to the fact that this is so much pressure. There's just
social pressure.
Just going out, just being outside. You need to wear makeup. You need to wear you need to be dressed fashionably. You need to have a good job. You need to go to evening classes to get an extra whatever for your job, and then move up in the hierarchy, and like then you want to work for Samsung or LG, like these big, what they call chaebol, these big companies. Otherwise you won't get a wife, and then when you get a wife you need the biggest marriage, the biggest wedding, and like then you need to buy a car, and like this is like traditional Asian values, but like in a modern society. Obviously I think they're kind of getting out of it slowly because, you know, they're getting more and more international. But it was really hard for me to live there. And I'm a really driven and you know, hardworking person. Like living there was like, because everyone is like me there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so when everyone is like you, obviously they're going to be people better than you and worse than you. People who, you know, are not the how can I put it? The brightest star in the sky.
Exactly.
Yeah, they have it so harsh there because everyone is so perfect. Or everyone gets plastic surgery for a reason as well, right? Because you want to have better job opportunities and all that, and all this pressure, you don't have it here in Taiwan. You can just be you. You do you, and everyone's fine with it.
Yeah. So, do you think that your experience in Korea sort of gave you a leg up or an advantage coming to Taiwan? That sort of pressure to work harder?
I guess so, yeah. Because, like, I think I just took it as my standard. Like, all of my friends were like me, working all the time.
Yeah.
No other passion, no other leisure. Like, they were just working, studying all the time.
So what about when you were growing up in France? Did you have, like, ambition to be good in school? Were you driven?
Nah, I was a piece of shit when I was in France, really. I didn't do anything. Nah. I was playing, I don't know if you there's a video game on Xbox 360 that's called Skate, and I spent at least like a southern hour on it.
So you were not a good student?
I think I was still a good student because my mom would give me pressure. My mom would be like, you know, you need to do the minimum that is asked from you, and I would pay attention in class.
Yeah.
That, and like anyone who's been in school knows that if you pay attention in class, it's like half of the work that's already done.
Yeah, the information will go in.
So I was already, you know, I was a good kid.
Yeah,
I wasn't making any trouble.
We've covered YouTube in depth. We've covered your sort of personal backstory. Now we're going to focus more on the Taiwan-specific experiences in the Taiwan life you've lived here. So do you have something that, like, in the future, if you ever leave Taiwan, that you look back upon and be like, that was the moment that I fell in love with Taiwan?
My most memorable moment is definitely the time where I went to like a really dodgy looking like underground dojo kind of place, and I lifted weights with my dick. That was like, to me, that was so surreal. I was with my best mate from France as well.
Yeah.
There's a video about that if anyone is curious. Like, we just walked in a room full of like grandpas, basically, all above 70, 80 years old. They were all wearing skirts, swinging weights in between their legs. Basically, they had like their balls and dick wrapped into like some cloth and like with a hook, and they would just grab weights and swing it, and apparently it's really good for you. Yeah.
What kind of weights were they lifting? Like,
we saw a dude lifting, I think it was 250 kilos.
What the?
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
It is. We checked. Like, I was there. I saw it.
It's like a small car.
We rented a Ferrari just so that he could pull it with his dick, and he actually did it. If you've been to a foot massage in Taiwan, you've probably already seen the kind of the map of your foot, right? Like if you press here, it's your liver. If you press here, it's your heart, or whatever. There's the same map for your dick.
Mine might be a very small map. Mine might be like a map of Pongu.
It was very good for you. So I interviewed the dude who lifted the 250 kilos, and he said that he can last like 2 to 3 hours.
Oh wow!
And I felt like so bad for his wife. I was like, she must be tired.
2 to 3 hours
in bed. Yeah.
I think I've done about 2 to 3 hours in my life. if you accumulate,
put together.
Yeah. And what about like any low moments? Have you had any like dark sad moments in Taiwan? Like
yesterday night, man. I think low moments. I don't think that these low moments are specifically related to Taiwan. I think it's more related to just me going through a rough patch than anything related to the country itself.
People may watch this and watch your channel and see your Instagram, and I know everyone comments how social media is sort of fake and only represents the positive parts of life. So people might not believe that you do have low moments or a sadness. Can you get to where it comes from?
I think I have really low self-worth. I think that's what... I don't know exactly where it comes from. I don't know exactly why. All the cameras rolling? Just asking you.
Are they rolling? Yeah.
I'll
double check.
Looks like
because like I think we're getting above the 1 hour mark. So like, are we good? Okay, sorry.
I like reading autobiographies. That's the kind of book I like to read. True stories, people's like upbringing through to their success, through the darkness and up the mountains and the valleys and stuff. And usually they have like a teacher that was really mean to them, or like someone that like bullied them, or
first, I think I'm a really lonely person. In a relationship, people are anxious or avoidant. I'm an avoidant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like, I think I have a fear of abandonment that comes from the fact that my dad passed away really early. Growing up without my dad, and especially, I've never said that before, but like, you know, he passed away in a really peculiar way. Okay. So like that kind of, I guess it affected me. And my mom, she did her best. I know she did her best. She's a really strong person. I didn't lack anything growing up. We weren't the richest. My mom was that kind of person. Like she would want to spend money to go on a trip. Like I went to New York as a kid. I went to China. I went to Mexico. Like good holidays. But we would go to Lidl and Aldi. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't get the Kinder Bueno. I would get the Kinder Gusto. Like like the fake version of it.
The Aldi Gusto.
Yeah. It's a cheap supermarket for Canadians. Yeah. She had a really tough life, and I think it kind of affected me in some ways. Like I think I didn't want to cause extra trouble. I don't think she'd mind me saying that, but like she had like 2 or 3 cancers. She raised me alone. She was a teacher, so she didn't have that much money. And she had like to really, make ends meet. And I think kind of affected me. I think I had to be like not only her son, but also like her partner in a way, because it was just me and my mom, and like she would let me know that, it wasn't easy, and that, she's sick and tired, and like I should do more. She would make me feel guilty a lot. My dream as a kid was to order pizza, because I would see it on TV, like all these American TV shows, a delivery driver coming to your door giving you pizza. That was my dream. And she'd be like, they have frozen pizza at Lidl. Why would you want to order one? I was like, Mom, I just want to, open the door, like give the money. It's so cool. No, I think I got my revenge. I order Uber Eats like every 2 days.
So do you think there's any part of you like that's working to make people proud of you? Are you working is it coming to your mind to make your mum proud? Or
I think I had that. I had that for the longest time. When I started my career as a YouTuber, she said so many things that hurt me. To be honest, like she said I was a clown, that was wasting my time. She said so many mean things, but I think I wanted to show her that, I could make it. I could be independent financially. She would be the kind of person who, give me pressure, being like, if I didn't go her way, she wouldn't keep on like supporting me financially. I wanted to show her that I could do well without her. Now I'm making way more than she does. And that was like a few years ago that I realized I'm not doing it for my mom anymore. Because I don't have to. I don't have to. She's her own person. I'm my own person. And I don't have to prove her anything right now. She keeps on sending me mean stuff. Either way. She keeps on being mean. So like it doesn't matter how successful I am. No, she's jealous. No. Do you know she sent... I don't know if it's good to send a podcast. Just like an example, and then I stopped talking about my mom. And right before Christmas, she went on like a whatever website, like Social Blade or whatever, when they give an estimate. She took a screenshot and sent an email to every family member, being like, "This is how much your grandson, your nephew is making." Right before Christmas.
Oh, so they won't buy you gifts or something? Is that her meaning?
I guess she didn't explain, but I guess that was the meaning behind it. Like she didn't say, "Hey, I'm so proud of him. Look at how much he's making. That wasn't that.
Right.
It was like,
okay.
here is like, just for your information, here is how much your grandson nephew is making.
Goodness. What?
But it doesn't make sense. Like, what? Why? What's
To guilt trip him into not buying them nice gifts. So if he's making this much money and he only buys you or sends you a card, he doesn't buy you a gift, then he's not a good guy.
Right.
What did Social Blade say? Can you remember the number?
I remember it was way lower than was what I was actually making. So I was like, well, at least that's
Could
that.
have been worse.
Yeah, that's that.
Can you remember the first day you made money on
It
YouTube?
was quite early, to be fair. I had like 5K subscribers, and I decided that I would give myself 3 months
Okay.
from June to September to make it on YouTube. If I can't make it on YouTube, then I'll go back to a normal job. And like, I remember 2 weeks after I made that decision, I've got one video that blew up, and I was like, well, okay, well, I guess I'm becoming a YouTuber then.
Yeah.
And I started to make money.
Is there a video that you would love to make but you don't have the money to make it?
Yeah, I've got this idea of like flying 100 foreigners to Taiwan and like make a big competition or something like that. We've got this game show in France. It's called like, if you translate, it's called Beijing Express. Like basically you have to go from point A to point B.
The Amazing Race.
Yeah, something like that. But with 100 foreigners in Taiwan.
Yeah, then you'd have like you'd have 100 foreigners fly into the airport, and then on the first 10 of them get sent straight back.
Right, yeah, something like that.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And like we pair them by groups of 2, and like they have to complete challenges and something like that. But yeah, that would take like millions. To put together.
And is there a video that you're proudest of on your channel?
So far, I think it is the military series.
Yeah.
I really like. I think we did a great job.
Yeah.
Producing it, filming it, editing it. I think everything is well put together.
I get mad respect for those videos.
Yeah.
Especially because my audience are all like middle-aged men who are like sort of like wish they could still go out and do something like that, but they feel a little bit too old.
And understandably so. I mean, you're the oldest there, and probably in the worst shape as well. And like you still went very far into the challenge. The negative comments took way more space than they should have. Yeah. So I think most people, the silent majority, people who don't comment, I think they give you respect for what you do.
True. Yeah. Any embarrassing experiences?
I think that was early stages when I first came to Taiwan. Like it's 7 years ago, so like that kind of forgot.
What about in Korea, where it's maybe a little bit easier to make a social mistake?
It wasn't really embarrassing. It was just when you don't know all the etiquette around the language, when you don't know how to use it properly, people who are older than you might take it personally. Back then, my ex-girlfriend was like 7 years older than I was. So like I would hang out with her friends, and I'd be like that 22-year-old, and all of her friends were like 30 plus.
Okay.
I would just be drunk, because you had to drink in Korea. You have to be like, if you can't drink, you have no social life. And so I would be like, kind of tipsy, like talking as much as I could. And one dude just like stood up and be like, stop talking like that. Stop just being rude to us, because we accept you as you are here at our table and you speak Korean, but if you don't use the formal form of the language, then just fuck off.
What a twat.
Yeah.
Christ. I would have laughed and I'm like, fuck me.
No, but that guy fancies your girlfriend. That's
maybe.
That's definitely what happened.
Yeah.
In Taiwan, that doesn't really happen as often. People...
Well, you and I talk about this all the time, like, and I wonder if you agree. There's a certain sense of like home here in Taiwan, because there's this sort of chaboduo, anything, no one cares. Like it's very much like you're comfortable doing what you're doing over there, so I'm not going to bother you, and I'm comfortable over here doing what I'm doing, and you're not going to bother me.
I feel like in Taiwan, if you just don't bother other people, you be out in Shang-Chi and don't affect other people.
But you do see a lot of what they called basically like keyboard warriors. I remember just the Wang Mei on the MRT who put her feet on the seat for a picture, and like everyone gave her shit.
Oh, we get blasted on the internet.
Yeah, but as you said, like if you're following the rules, if you abide by the law, if you're a good citizen, I don't think people are gonna give you that much shit.
Like I just feel like this is only lately though that I feel like kind of so comfortable and at home in Taiwan, because once you kind of also stop caring that much, about everything. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. Like in France or Canada or the UK, when you build a house, there's a very specific way, you know, like, okay, me and you are the builders. We have to build this wall. There's so many checks and balances and things that we have to go through in order to make that wall. And it gives us, like as Western people, a certain comfort that everything was built the way it was supposed to be built. But here in Taiwan, it's like, just build the fucking wall. It's a wall. It does what a wall's supposed to do. And the cracks in the wall, are you kidding me? They're everywhere. Like there's a certain like chapel door, like it doesn't matter.
I don't know if it's a good thing though. I don't know if it's if you ask Taiwanese people, I don't think they're gonna think positively about it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it has to do with the history of Taiwan. Like you know, the Kuomintang came here temporarily, just you know, they were like we're just staying here for a bit and then we're going back, so they didn't take the time really to build like really strong buildings and make it sturdy and like long lasting, because they were like, we're living anyways. I think it might be a part of the answer.
Well, let's get back to Ku. Let's get back to Ku as the topic, because this is Ku's dream podcast. Episode number 1.
Oh my god, is this time for Alan's random question?
We're not going to have Alan's random question.
Ah, man, I was looking forward to that the whole time.
Because you're Ku's dream. The dream section.
Let's go. Woo.
So I'm going to give you a question. You just got to answer like as quickly as you can, with one word or as shorter response as possible. Dream job, if not a YouTuber.
Writer.
Oh, nice. What were you going to go for? What did you think you was going to go for?
Pizza delivery guy.
The dream.
What would be your dream job? Teacher, probably. You love teaching so much.
Long,
yeah. Mine would be a gigolo.
That suits you so well.
Which I've kind of done that before.
You'd be good, man.
Okay, dream holiday destination.
Okay, maybe not India anymore. You kind of you put me off a little bit. Let's say Kilimanjaro.
Nice. Okay.
Because I like that. It sounds nice.
Dream woman.
Physically speaking,
just your dream woman.
My dream woman. I think to be sweet, I have to say my grandma.
Oh,
she's the best person in the world.
Best. A dream man.
Dream man. I told you, like Tom Holland as a person seemed absolutely amazing. He seems really like charming, funny. Just a really nice person. So yeah, tell me if you ever watching you coming by Taiwan, I'll be your guide.
Okay. I'm sure he'll see this. He's going to be on.
Of course, he's going to be on the. I think he's a subscriber already.
Dream car.
I don't know if it's my dream car, but I like the 4-wheeler from Suzuki. That's called the Jimny or something like that.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah, they're cute.
Dream country to live in.
Taiwan.
Is it
what? Well, this is what I was trying to get into.
You're coming off so anti-Taiwan in this video.
No, but I was trying to ask him like what, like why? There has to be something about Taiwan other than the success he gets from YouTube. There has to be something.
Of course, I would even say that the success that I get from YouTube is like actually something that I don't like about Taiwan. To be fair. Okay. Like I would rather be anonymous here than being who I am.
Yeah, it has to be weird when 1 in every 10 people knows who you are.
Of course, I'm really thankful for the success that I have, and like I think it's a blessing. But like I think what a lot of people can relate to is that, you know, sometimes you go grocery shopping and you look like shit, and you got 5 people going like, and it's that pressure. Like you can't really go places. I don't go to club, but I can't go to a club. Like if I go to a club, everyone is gonna recognize me. It really sounds like it's really it's a fourth world problem. Like really, like I am first world, but I meant like it's even more than first world. Like it's you know. So your question is why Taiwan? I think it's a sum of everything that works for me. I like the convenience. I'm a really impatient person, so I like the convenience of it. Everything is fast. If you go outside of the city, it's really pretty. I love going hiking. I love going to the beach and like seeing all these like pretty landscapes. People are so nice. There's like everyone is saying it, but it's so true. They're so nice. at first it worried me. I was like, why are you being so nice? I got suspicious. I don't know. It's just the environment overall that is really, I don't think it works for everyone, but it works for me.
We say this all the time, the nice people thing. You know, I like to go out for a beer and stuff and meet some, you know, underground people. Some of the gangsters.
I thought you were going to say underage. I was so scared.
No.
So scared,
some underground people. And even the gangsters are really nice.
Yeah.
They're so friendly.
Yeah,
I mean, as long as you don't owe them money or like do something.
Yeah, you want to hang out with them.
They're nice.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're nice, equally as nice to other Taiwanese people, or do you think it's because we're foreigners that they're...
Well, we're more outgoing. We're more likely to talk to them and interact with them, whereas if a Taiwanese person knows that person's a gangster, they'll just avoid them. Dream Yepe, your dream sponsorship.
Celery.
Okay.
I'd love a celery brand to sponsor me. Yeah. I eat like one bag of celery a day, so like that would save me so much money.
Okay, and the final one is just your dream. What is Ku's dream?
I think I'd like to make a movie.
What would your movie be?
It has to be in the same line as my channel, so like make something in between France and Taiwan. Like of course I don't want. It has to be a good story. Maybe a coming of age kind of story. I like this kind of movies. That's something that obviously I can relate to because it happened to me. But I think that's that's something I could do, and I'd like this movie to be seen outside of Taiwan because I think that's one of the main problems of Taiwanese movies right now. Is like they don't really export themselves. They don't really go further than China or Malaysia. Like the language barrier is quite obvious here. I've been producing videos for 7 years right now, so I think it's just like kind of the end goal is like to make a big video that's gonna last 2 hours.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be seen all around the world. That'd be great.
So can we and Prozzy have a part in your movie?
You could be the trees, for example.
I've got good wood.
Yeah. Is it bending?
Okay, well we're looking forward to Ku's movie.
Yeah. Sure. Coming out in 2035.
Before we go, anything you've got, any message you've got for our followers, our fans?
Go support Alan and Prozzy on their own channel. They're putting out great content, and go on their Patreon because they need the money. And look for the other guests on the podcast. They're gonna have a porn star apparently.
Probably have my dad at some point.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's the porn star.
Yeah. That'd be a banger for sure. Your dad is coming on the podcast. You need a translator though. You need subtitles.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you guys gonna put subtitles?
We'll get someone to do it. But it's been an absolute pleasure just sitting down and
thank you so much. You
Quentin.
guys did very well. That was amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks to you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe to this channel. We didn't plan a sign off, so what's our sign off?
Yeah, you need a cool, like something you're gonna say for each episode.
See ya.
No. That's shit.
Never do. I don't know.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Yeah, but never see you next time.
That's so stupid.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.